All right, so Diane mentioned all of the children that Fraser serves affected by autism. One of those children was Dylan Drapp. Dylan was diagnosed with Asperger's disorder when he was 4 years old. Now he's 20. He's a student at Minneapolis Community and Technical College. So from 4, that diagnosis, to 20 today, Dylan is a real example of someone who has worked hard to overcome his challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, to share more about that, please welcome Dylan Drapp. Thanks, Dylan. Nice to meet you, too. Good luck.
My bad. Hey, I want to thank the Hilton tonight for letting, us use their ballroom. It's a big honor, nice place. And then also, this has been on my bucket list. And once I got announced to speak at this, I've spoke at other Fraser benefits and that. This was one that stuck out. And it's like special and an honor to speak in front of you guys. Very, very blessing. And not only that, it feels like a Cloud 9 station, Cloud 9 Paradise Station. Thank you. Well, tonight I will be speaking about my story and how Fraser has provided all the tools and strengths to success of where I am today in my lifelong journey. And it all started like this. At 18 months, I had made all of my developmental milestones and was expected to begin talking. Soon, I not only talked, but I knew my numbers, the alphabet, and was reading. I memorized songs and danced and twirled. Everyone was amazed and thought I was a genius. When I was 3, I started to clap like I couldn't control it. My parents asked the pediatrician if I had autism, and he said, "No, he's way too smart." At 4, an expert diagnosed me as having an autism spectrum disorder, which meant I would have difficulty in interacting with people and developing healthy relationships. My parents knew that life would be harder for me, but they had definite hope. They saw such a bright and engaging little boy. As a kindergartner, I developed anxiety over the words hi and bye. I would get upset over people not saying hi or saying it and startling me. I remember being very frustrated trying to control this. In 2nd grade, I was ahead in spelling, reading, and math, and had superior memorization skills. But social challenges began to show. My mother observed me on the playground trying to play, but not having a clue what to do. I remember stealing the ball from the boys playing basketball because I wanted to play, but did not understand the game. Those kids chasing me was like a game of tag. Absolute fun. This began the frequent visits to the principal's office. I remember feeling like I was really bad. In 3rd grade, I was sent to the timeout rooms in the main office. When I would yell and fight, my mom was called to come and get me. She hated picking me up there. She said that everyone looked at us, and some with sadness, and others judgingly. When I would get loose, I would run back to class and hide under a desk. I remember being carried out by my mom and 2 teachers while my peers watched. I wanted to stay, but after being sent home a few times, I found out that I would fight to just get out of there. One day, the principal called my parents and said that I had taken off my clothes and that I was hallucinating. If my mom didn't come to get me right away, she was contemplating on calling an ambulance. When asked later why I took my clothes off, I told my mom that I was just hot, not realizing the social inappropriateness at that time. I would escalate to the point that they feared for my safety in the school. After this, my team arranged for homebound schooling, and I was now in crisis. My parents were also told at this time by a pediatrician, as I was escalating in his office, I would need intensive therapy and specialists. This is when we were referred to Fraser. My mom was a mess, and she had so many questions. Where did my bright little boy go? Did he have a breakdown? Is it the medication? Is it our parenting? She spent every minute looking for answers. If I would stay this way, I would have to be placed somewhere. I was getting bigger and more dangerous to myself and my sisters. We had a neuropsychology evaluation done at Fraser. The report uncovered my strengths and deficits. After hearing what we were going through, it was recommended that we see Pat Police. My mom was thrilled. She had heard that Pat was the guru of Asperger's. When Pat agreed to see us weekly, she felt blessed. Pat had the most creative ideas. She gave us tools for home and school. She even designed comic strips to help me process the problems. The more we saw her, the more my parents felt like this is where we needed to be. I struggled with emotional and sensory regulation throughout my early years. I became overwhelmed by the noise, lights, and all the bodies in my classroom. My body regulation was difficult to understand, but not so for Fraser. I started at a new school with very supportive teachers. They were going to keep me in school, offer breaks, and not call my parents to come and get me. A meeting with the teachers, Fraser, the occupational therapist, and my social worker was set up. My family calls them the dream team. Taking the current information from neuropsychology and their expertise, they made a plan. My days were shortened, allowing for my therapy at Fraser, as I tired more easily and I became silly laughing, laying down, and not teachable. They taught me to ask for breaks and to regulate my body and emotions. Our team approach was working, and my parents felt that if anyone could help me, it was this team. When I turned 10, my behavior changed. It wasn't without problems, but I was staying in class and playing outside with the other kids. One day I said, "Mom, this school is not going to kick me out, are they?" And she said, "Nope." And then I asked if my old school had, and she just told me that they didn't know how to help me. Then I started in Fraser's social skills group. At the same time, my mom attended a parent support group, which helped her to heal and to network with other parents. I was doing well in school and spent most of my time in the regular classroom. A teacher even nominated me as outstanding youth in our community for reading each week to first graders. I worked hard to receive school awards, even that attendance award. Sharp at that, okay. Before I could not relate to how I fit into the world and how the world affected me, I was very self-centered. I started internalizing how my actions affected others and how theirs affected me. I used this to change my ways and start making choices that would allow me to fit in. I started understanding the social rules of society. I started learning piano, and I found playing would leave me feeling really good. Music has been such a gift for me, emotionally bringing me to a positive place. Playing percussion in band was definitely calming and great sensory for me and opened many doors socially myself. I began playing sports on disability teams, teaching me the rules and skills which gave me confidence. Experiencing many intense emotions while playing allowed practice, learning to conquer them, and eventually I became proud of my good sportsmanship. It was time for transition to middle school, and my team was worried about this. They had seen the positive outcomes throughout elementary and wanted me to keep progressing. My dream team thought it was important to meet with my new school team and go over the strategies that have worked for me. Since the amount of transitions in middle school is so much higher, we went 1 year with shortened days and continued Fraser. The belief was that I needed the therapy and hoping I could catch up with the academics later. I did well in high school. I had specialists to check in with in a social skills class where we could work out problems and learn coping skills. I played in band, marching band, and pep band. I also ran varsity track, played adaptive softball, and soccer. I have been captain, and I held a school team record, and I lettered in all. I participated in state tournaments, have been runner-up, and was named part of the All-Tournament League, and won the All-Conference Award for the year. In my senior year, I was nominated for the AAA award by my band teacher. Only one male and one female from the class of 2012 wins and requires nominees being the top in all these three areas: arts, academics, and athletics. Here's a little of what my teachers wrote. My band teacher wrote, "Through his participation in the arts, along with his academic and athletic endeavors, Dill has grown to be a fine, well-rounded young man. I would consider him one of my best students." My track coach wrote, "Dill is a very deserving young man and exhibits outstanding character and enthusiasm and conducts himself with great dignity and passion. Dill is known for his positive outlook and abundant spirit and is outgoing, determined, and resilient." I was the male winner for Chanhassen High School in 2012. You can see my name on a plaque there in front of the main office if you stop by. I am quite sure, thank you. I am quite sure that none of the high school teachers knew my elementary history. Yeah, you never know. This was the ultimate award for me to receive, as it endorses all that we have accomplished. Our hard work shows, and I was recognized for it. This summer, I worked at Fraser through a career planning and employment program. I'm employed at Menards playing piano. I also work part-time in the kitchen at Chanhassen High School. I am a part-time student at MCTC, and I'm halfway already to an associate's degree being an administrative assistant. Thank you. Thank you. I believe it took the whole team to bring us back. Support, teamwork, consistency, and great people with wisdom gave us our lives back. I know there will be bumps along the way, but it feels great to know we are doing the best that we can and are receiving the best care. Working as a team has given us the tools and strengths to break out of the negative and always strive for the positive. And I love my life. Thank you very much. I want to also thank my family that's over on table 12 tonight. They've come out and supported. And also my social worker, always by my side, hanging in there for the ride. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's great, man. It's really good. I don't know, Dylan might want to reconsider his degree program there. We have a motivational speaker here. Thank you, Dylan, thank you so much. And that response when Dylan thanked his family, I think so many of you know how important that family is on the journey. So thank you all for being here tonight, too.